They're giving us instructions now on TV and standards. They call it for the circulation and exchange of banknotes. They tell us this mechanism is a unification. These are instructions on how to bring in our 30 notes. They just told us this mechanism will include a form of counting and sorting currency. They say this will be implemented 2nd of January. Frank, this is great news. They put 2 different articles. States 2 different things. They said they were going to end the use of the dollar and the currency auctions by January 2nd. I don't think that information is credible because the second article stated going into early 2025 is when they would be suspending use of the dollar/currency auctions. That makes more sense because the daily currency auctions are a tool used by the central bank to stabilize the daily market value of the dinar. They'll more realistically stop somewhere in early 2025. Question: what's the latest rates you have heard on dinar and dong, Mark? Marks: the latest I have heard is about $3.90 street rate on the dinar. Dong, we have heard everything from 0.47 cents to almost $4. Most of my sources are still telling me to expect it in the $2 range. My CBI contact told me that the next in-country rate change of the dinar is coming and sooner than we might think. Question: do you think the release has anything to do with who's in the White House? Hell yes. We're in a really good place right now. It's quite conceivable that we will have a true celebration on Thursday. That's Thursday, January 2nd. We know that the staff, the leadership and the staff of the redemption centers are going in Thursday, the 2nd, to be ready for us. If the information we're getting is coming through for us, every reason to believe we are going to get this by Thursday. The CBI announces the official closing of the dollar selling window. Auctions are done and closed, and they have announced the transition to the new process. There was no auction today. They're putting the parallel market to rest. That's probably what's going to happen. Would there be some sort of one in the future? Could be, but we're going to find out. With the beginning of the new year, the US dollar enters a new phase in Iraq. They're trying to tell you here is the currency auctions and the use of the electronic platform will continue at least into sometime early 2025. Again, the currency auctions are not ending by the end of 2024. They're not ending by January 2nd. The currency auctions will continue into early 2025. As of January 7th they have a scheduled execution date for remittance auction. Here we have a complete lack of understanding of the dinar for oil program. First, there are no redemption centers and no contract rates. You must hold a private sales contract which is pre-October 2011. All contracts were suspended by court-ordered injunction in late October 2011. Secondly, there will be Delarue machines at the off-premises, satellite bank offices. They will not offer you a contract rate, A, because you don't have a contract, and B, because the price of an Iraqi barrel of oil as of November 2024 is $80.50. If you think you'll get $80.50 per dinar, I have a mountain chalet in Miami I'll sell you real cheap. A number of people have checked in and they are very excited about the education and conversations in Iraq. The talk has been overwhelming about small notes, or lower denominations. This is from government and banking employees throughout Iraq. Why do they need smaller notes? Question: does the rate have to be posted on Forex for it to be official? No, because Forex is secondary. The number one place that it will be at long before anybody is the CBI. What will happen on Sunday? Goodbye dollar auction. Central bank announces the end of 20 years of billions and suspicions. Quote, the matter has been settled. Iraq will no longer offer its precious dollars in the controversial dollar auction, or what was called the foreign currency sales window and the electronic platform. After 20 years since the start of this procedure, Ammar Khalaf, deputy governor of the central bank, confirmed in a statement to the 964 network that the dollar platform has become closed in compliance with the date set by the governor to close it at the end of 2024. Parliamentary Finance Committee demands clear guarantees to resume oil exports from the region that would likely be an exchange rate for determination of the precise clarifications and guarantees. It looks to be a timing thing now for Iraq to expose a new exchange rate. Question: when the auctions end, then we get a new rate? Marks: they are supposed to. It may take a few days without the new rate so they can let things stabilize, but then bam, we get a real effective exchange rate. At least that is what they have been telling us from Iraq. Member of Parliament Ahmed El-Shamani stressed today, Thursday, the necessity of enacting important laws that touch upon the needs of the Iraqi people and not being preoccupied with controversial laws during the last legislative year of Parliament, such as the investment, oil and gas laws. Al-Shamani said in an interview with Al-Maluma Agency, parliamentary interest during the past period was directed towards protocol laws such as voting on the olive oil agreement, which the Iraqi street criticized a lot and considered it useless for it, indicating that Iraq needs to reconsider the status of retirees and employees, the landlord's law, people with special needs, slums, the housing crisis and unemployment. He added, among the important laws that must be activated are the investment law and the oil and gas law, as it is a very important sovereign and economic law, stressing that the people are waiting for such important laws, not controversial laws that are of no use. He added, we hope that parliamentary work during the last legislative year of the parliament in its fifth session will be in touch with the needs of the Iraqi citizen, and will legislate laws that actually serve him and have an impact on reality. It is noteworthy that the House of Representatives failed during the last legislative session to pass the controversial laws, personal status, general amnesty, and the law to return properties confiscated by the decisions of the defunct Ba'ath regime to their owners, despite holding several sessions to vote on them. It is scheduled to resume the sessions of the new legislative session on January 9. The financial and economic advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazar Mohammed Salih, denied the existence of a salary crisis in the country, stressing the existence of large financial reserves that cover the required liquidity. Mazar Mohammed Salih said in an interview followed by Al-Maluma Agency, there have been speculations recently about oil prices, a liquidity crisis, and so on, noting that at the end of the fiscal year, a financial audit process takes place, and thus there may be a slight delay in issuing salaries for a few days, according to accounting reconciliations. The Prime Minister's advisor pointed out that there is no salary crisis, and what is happening here and there in this regard is nothing more and nothing less than fantasy. Regarding the size of the monetary mass outside the central bank, Mazar Mohammed Salih explained that it is around 100 to 105 trillion dinars, noting that the size of the monetary mass inside the banking system is less. He stressed, we have large foreign exchange reserves